Today's episode of Off the Timeline is titled Barry Bonds in Toronto, the alternate dynasty that changed baseball forever. What if Barry Bonds, the greatest history the sport has ever seen, never signed with the San Francisco Giants in 1993 and instead moved to Canada? Yeah, imagine the home run king wearing a Blue Jays jersey, winning 3 rings, breaking every record under the SkyDome roof, and becoming a national hero. This is the alternate universe where Bonds didn't just change baseball. He made Toronto the Yankees' worst nightmare, the U.S. Congress' biggest headache, and gave Canada a baseball dynasty we still argue about in beer league dugouts. In real life, December 6th, 1992, Barry Bonds signs a 6-year, $43.75 million deal with the Giants, then the richest contract in baseball history. In our timeline, Toronto had just won their first World Series. They had Joe Carter, Roberto Alomar, John Alroot, and a fan base ready to sell out SkyDome for anything short of a curling match. But in this reality, GM Pat Gillick decides rings aren't enough. He sells ownership on a move that would terrify the Yankees and break the AL East for a decade, signing Barry Bonds to a 7-year, $50 million deal. More money, better turf-aided stats, and the promise of instant October baseball. And just like that, the face of 1990s isn't Ken Griffey Jr. in Seattle, it's Barry Bonds in Toronto. Act 1, the dynasty begins, 1993 to 1997. 1993, Bonds shows up, bats third, and immediately turns the Jays into a 101-win juggernaut. AL MVP, Bonds. OPS over 1100, Bonds. The Phillies in the World Series, they never stood a chance. The Joe Carter walk-off never happens. Instead, Bonds hits a Game 6 grand slam off Mitch Williams. Canada throws a parade so big you'd think they'd won gold in hockey. 1994, the season that could have been. The strike ruins what might have been the first 50-50 season in history. Bonds was sitting at 39 home runs and 49 stolen bases. He becomes a player rep during the strike, getting airtime in Canada that makes him look like a hero while the U.S. media paints him as a smug troublemaker. 1995, October duel with Griffey. The Blue Jays beat the Mariners in the ALDS. Bonds outshines Griffey in a star duel the league still talks about, but lose the ALCS to Cleveland's powerhouse lineup. The Bonds-Griffey rivalry is now the thing MLB markets. 1996. Bonds wins his third AL MVP in 4 years, hitting .321, 45 homers, 37 stolen bases, but the Jays lose to the rookie Jeter Yankees in the ALDS. Canadian media frames it as passing the torch, not realizing Bonds is about to take it back. 1997. Aging core, pitching issues, and no Molitor means the Jays missed the postseason. Bonds still posts 9 WAR, but whispers start about him maybe heading west after his contract. Spoiler alert, he stays in this universe. Act 2. The home run boom in the North. 1998, while McGwire and Sosa chase Maris, Bonds hits 55 home runs in the AL East juggernaut. The Jays still finish behind the Yankees, but SkyDome becomes a launch pad. Canadian kids start measuring backyard fences in Bonds homers. 1999, the injury. Bonds misses time with elbow issues, but the seeds of a new core, Delgado, Green, Vernon Wells, start growing. Toronto is patient. They know the Jays are coming back. 2000, the big three. Bonds, Delgado, and Green combine for 120 home runs. The Blue Jays win the wild card, beat the White Sox in the ALDS, but fall to the Yankees in a bruise in ALCS. Bonds playoff OPS 1250, October narrative fixed. 2001, the record. Bonds hit 76 home runs, breaking McGwire's record in September at home against the Yankees. Toronto wins the division, beats Oakland, stuns the 116-win Mariners, but loses the World Series to the Diamondbacks on Luis Gonzalez's bloop. Bonds wins World Series MVP in a losing effort. That's how good he is. Act 3, Rings, Scandal, and Legacy, 2002 to 2007. 2002, Bonds hits 57 home runs, passes 600 for his career, and leads the Blue Jays to another ALCS where bullpen meltdowns cost them a pennant against the Angels. Toronto Sports Radio spends the winter screaming about the missing closer. 2003, this is the year. Bonds hits .349 with 49 home runs. Blue Jays win 100 games, take out Boston in the ALDS, and beat the Yankees in the ALCS. They face the Marlins in the World Series. Beckett is still dominant, but Toronto wins in 7. Bonds gets his third ring and a third World Series MVP. Canadian tourism spikes because apparently baseball lives there now. 2004, just like in real life, the Balco scandal breaks. In the US, Bonds is the villain. In Canada, the narrative is, why is Congress so obsessed with our guy? TSN frames it as American jealousy. CBC runs hour-long specials on his charity work. The Jays lose the ALCS to the Red Sox, who still reverse the curse. 2005, Bonds, just like in real life, plays just 14 games with knee issues. The Blue Jays miss the playoffs. Carlos Delgado leaves for the Mets. Canadian fans treat it as a gap year, not the end. 2006, Bonds returns healthy, hits 33 home runs, and gets the Blue Jays to the wild card. They lose the ALDS to the Tigers, but SkyDome sells out every night. 2007, on August 4th, Bonds hits his 756th home run against the Yankees. He retires after the season with 778, and the Jays lose the ALCS to Cleveland. His farewell tour is treated like Gretzky's last game, except with more home runs and fewer crying announcers. In this universe, Bond's numbers are absurd as well. 3,050 hits, 778 home runs, 303 average, 449 OBP, 620 slugging, 166.5 WAR, 34 postseason home runs, 92 RBIs, 301 playoff batting average. He wins 9 AL MVPs, 3 World Series, and becomes the defining figure of Canadian baseball history. The Blue Jays never fade into mid-2000s irrelevance. They're the AL's counterweight to the Yankees for 15 straight years. The bigger ripple. For Giants, no Bonds rescue story, no 2002 pennant. The franchise identity shifts to pitching much, much earlier. MLB, the home run record belongs to Canada. The steroid-era Hall of Fame debate becomes a nationalistic shouting match. Fans, in Canada, Bonds is Wayne Gretzky with the bat. In the US, he's the villain who got away. So that's the story. Barry Bonds, Toronto Blue Jay. From 1993 to 2007, he turned Canada into a baseball powerhouse, rewrote the record books, and left the game as both a legend and a lightning rod. In real life, the Giants got his bat, but they also got the baggage. In this reality, the Blue Jays got the bat, the baggage, and the banners. And honestly, the rest of baseball might still be trying to recover. Thank you for watching. For more alternate sports history fun, don't forget to subscribe and like your video